Glory reigns upon the Helldivers, as the newest Truth Enforcer's warbond has given us quite the arsenal to work with. The cosmetics are definitely amazing looking. This armor honestly is giving me a lot of First Order vibes, of either being a Sith trooper or an armored Imperial officer. Now of course, as Helldivers, we always enjoy weapons, especially new ones, so let's begin by starting off with the SG-20 HALT. It features both light armor and medium armor penetrating, as it does of course depend on the ammo type that you're using, as it does have programmable ammo. The rounds also reload, meaning that you reload the rounds individually and no ammo is wasted when you reload early. When using the conventional ammo, this thing packs quite a punch. I of course love using this new gun against bugs, as of course nothing protects your personal space better than a shotgun. And this thing is able to destroy the head of alpha commanders like no problem. Usually taking about 2 shots it'll take their head off, as of course they will eventually bleed out. When using the conventional ammo, it is also medium armor penetrating, meaning that you can shred right through bile spewers head armor like no problem. Now of course this weapon is useful against bots and bugs, but my personal preference of course is to use this against bugs. Especially of course because bugs do have a tendency of jumping right in your face. As we mentioned before, this shotgun does have programmable ammo, so let's talk about the stun rounds. From the looks of it, the stun rounds do seem to fire a small pellet spread of concussive blasts. And the stun rounds are very promising because they will stun enemies for a pretty long amount of time, which of course when it comes to bugs, it'll stun any type of small bug and medium bug, and even alpha commanders. Now, just for science, what would happen if we tried stunning a charger? After of course it stops being very difficult when trying to test this. Well, would you look at that? It has capability of stunning a charger, but of course you have to shoot it in the weak spot, which is of course the butt. And the stun effect does last as long as it does with littler bugs and even medium-sized bugs. The stunning effect is also effective against bots, devastators, and yes, even hulks. And the same thing is applied here for chargers by shooting them in the back. Unfortunately, it is unable to stun scout striders and even reinforce scout striders. Now let's move on to the newest SMG that has been added into the game, known as the Reprimand. This is also going to be the first medium armor penetrating SMG. Against bugs, this thing shreds them pretty well, even against medium armored enemies like hive guards and even bile spewers. But against bots, this weapon is an absolute S tier against them. It honestly just hits like a truck. It obviously of course will shred troopers, it'll shred berserkers, and even devastators as well. I honestly can't express enough of how much fun I've been having with this weapon when it comes to versing against bots, as it just eats up devastators like breakfast. Of course, with it being medium armor penetrating, it won't shred hulks when it comes to their face, but shooting them in the back will deal some pretty hefty amount of damage. Now, of course, as I had mentioned before, against bugs, it does shred pretty well, but with an ammo capacity of only 25, I definitely need a lot more bullets when it, of course, comes to the mass amount of bug hordes coming right after you. Now, a controversial thing about this weapon is that it's not one-handed like every other SMG. And to that, I'm also on the same boat of going like, why exactly is it not one-handed if every other SMG is also one-handed? Even say other weapons like the explosive crossbow, for example. Is it because of the fact that it's a heavy-duty submachine gun that fires larger caliber rounds and then it might break your arm when you fire it one-handed? It could be, but with that being said, it kind of does make it feel like an assault rifle to some degree as well. And one thing to also note is that it has the same exact fire rate that the automaton troopers shoot at us as well when they have their guns. And finally, the last weapon that has been added to our arsenal is essentially a mini version of the Purifier, which is known as the Plas 15 Loyalist. It is medium armor penetrating, and it of course has a charge up and explosive just like the Purifier. Now personally for me, I'm not going to be using this over the Senator, for example, because the Senator is on a class of its own. But in reality, I think a lot of people will really love this pistol. Because when it comes to the charge up, it does a ton of damage and it gets rid of a lot of trash mobs that are in a small area pretty dang quickly. Now unfortunately, it of course doesn't have as much ammo as per se the original Purifier, but it essentially functions almost the exact same as a Purifier, which I could be wrong. I think this might have a faster charge up time than the Purifier. It's honestly a pretty great choice against bots or even bugs, as you can get rid of armored spewers in about 2 shots or maybe 3 shots depending on certain circumstances, and you can even get rid of some scout striders within about maybe 3 or 4 shots or 2 shots. Sometimes it's 2 shots, sometimes it's a little more. I don't know what the inconsistency with that is. But I honestly love this pistol for what it is, being pretty much a mini Purifier. Now with the weapons out of the way, let's talk about the new armor, which has a new perk called unflinching, which helps prevent Helldivers from flinching when hit. So here's me wearing normal scout armor that doesn't have the unflinching perk, and let's see what happens when I get shot by an automaton. From first person. As you can see, there is a small flinch that does happen right after I get hit. It is a little bit of a delay, but it is there. About 1 second or so as I get hit, the flinch does happen, and it does interfere with the aiming. Now let's see what happens in third person. Yep, right there. And I feel like in third person, it's a lot worse with the flinch of the aim punch. See if we could get it one more time. There we go. Yep, the aim punch does aim up a little bit as I get shot. And now let's see what happens when I get hit with using the new armor. Okay, well, not against a rocket launcher, that's for sure. All right, so let's first try it in first person. So I do flinch a tiny bit, but as you can see, the aim punch is not there anymore, which is actually kind of nice. Yeah, the aim punch is not there anymore. That's actually kind of dope. How about in third person? Let's see how it feels. But yeah, your character will physically flinch, but the aim punch no longer is there, which, yeah, that's pretty dope. I definitely would say that this armor is pretty great against bots, considering the fact that you do get shot a lot. Now, the one thing I would love to address as well is the stim animation canceling for whenever you get hit by either a bug or if you get shot. And that honestly is probably the most annoying thing when it comes to this game, because when you're trying to heal and you're low on health, and you somehow get hit and it cancels your stim animation because you get shot, you're low on health, and you're trying to heal in a desperate measure, and then you end up getting shot and then it cancels your whole entire healing animation, which is the most infuriating way to die in this game. That definitely should be something to be addressed later on, hopefully. Because let's be honest, nothing sucks more than trying to heal yourself when you're getting shot and animation canceling right up the ass. And it definitely is not fun to deal with. Now that we got the weapons and the armor out of the way, let's try out the Dead Sprint, which is the newest perk that has been added in. As such, you'll be able to continue sprinting when you run out of stamina, but in exchange, you will gradually lose health as you're sprinting without any stamina. And your health loss will be pretty great as you continue to sprint without any stamina. As Admiral Briggs always said in Black Ops 2, if that sucker gets a beat on you, you can run, but you'll die tired. And with that, that'll be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Hopefully everybody enjoys the new warbond, because already I am, because this weapon, oh my god, I love it so damn much. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace and take care.